okay, I have to make a video on this. This game is bonkers. This is ridiculous. This is game of the year. There's too many good games coming out, and I genuinely just can't put into words what the hell is going on in gaming right now. But Final Fantasy 16 came out. I played the demo just before it came out. Took me like an hour and a half to be like, oh, actually this game is pretty good. And then the last 30 minutes was like, oh, this game's insane. So I've since picked it up since release. I've started playing it from where the demo picks up, which is super cool, by the way. More games should do this, that you play the first 2 hours and then just like continue if you decide to buy it. That's genius. I love that. And yeah, the game's just as more insane as the demo. It's ridiculous. The story is insane. The combat is super satisfying. It's got these weird Game of Thrones Attack on Titan vibes to it. The boss battles are epic. The music is outstanding. The music soundtrack is like peak. It's got some awesome characters like Sid and Clive, who you play as. There's lots of theory crafting to be had because there's lots of mystery around the story, what's going on, certain characters. The progression is satisfying. It feels like you actually get more powerful as you go through the game. And the icon battles are amazing visually. Somewhat fun to do occasionally gameplay wise. Yeah, that's the one bit of the game I'm like, because they're lots of fun. They're epic to watch and play, but gameplay wise, it's a little basic. Also, apologies in advance if you can hear like a weird echoey reverb. I've just moved house in the new room. It doesn't have enough stuff in it to not do the boom in my voice. Sorry. But back to Final Fantasy 16. This game genuinely might be game of the year for me. Genuinely. There was one particular scene where I went, oh no, this is game of the year. That's it. There's no contenders now. Which is ridiculous when you think about what's come out this year. You've got Jedi Survivor, you've got Diablo 4, you've got Spider-Man 2 later this year. You've had Resident Evil 4, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. You've got Starfield coming out. You've had Street Fighter 6. 2023 is crazy right now. And then Final Fantasy 16 comes along and is like, oh, well, we've been doing this for, 30, 40 odd years. We know how this works now. Just move aside for a second. Let us show you how it's done. Ridiculous. Insane. What the hell? I've played Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've played Final Fantasy 15. I've watched a playthrough of the original Final Fantasy 6. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy 14 as well, like the MMO, but not a whole lot. So for Final Fantasy 16 to come along and go, yeah, I'm game of the year, you love me, ridiculous. What the hell? I don't understand. I don't understand how Square Enix is doing this, because I feel like the hype around this game was much lower than other games. Maybe it's because I'm not following the Final Fantasy sort of verse, but seriously, what? I'm lost for words. It's just got classic Final Fantasy vibes to it, mixed in with the new, old. It's a good mix. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't really like the action-focused Final Fantasies. I'm loving this one, just putting that out there. I'm loving the action-focused combat. I like the turn-based from the older games as well. But I think they've done the right thing here and sort of made this one more action-focused, because the way the story's set up, the way everything's going, the action-focused combat makes it all more satisfying. And the soundtrack. What is going on with the soundtrack? Who composed this? Who? God composed this. There's no explanation, no other explanation for this. Some almighty deity composed the soundtrack for this game. It is ridiculous, it is epic, it is sad, it is sorrowful, it is just joy to listen to whilst playing this game. And it's crazy that I'm making this video being like, yeah, I've played 8 hours of this game, and I'm going, yeah, it's game of the year. When Hogwarts Legacy came out at the start of the year, I thought that was going to be my game of the year, because I've been waiting for a Harry Potter game for a long, long time. And Hogwarts Legacy is great. It's fantastic. Every game I've mentioned before in this video is fantastic. But there's something about Final Fantasy that is making me go, oh, I'm hooked. I want to play every night. It's also supposedly going to be the last numbered Final Fantasy, which I find interesting because we're so used to seeing these Roman numerals next to the Final Fantasy name now. So I'll be interested to see where they go from here, because it's something else, man, this game. One of my favorite things also has been watching Jesse Cox, who, if you don't know, please go watch him. Please go subscribe to him. For the love of God, he's nearly at 1 million. He should have been at 1 million like 10 years ago, but whatever. Anyway, I've been watching him. He loves Final Fantasy. I've been watching him play through this game. His joy, infectious. His smile, his laugh, everything when it comes to this game. What I'm feeling times 10, and it's brilliant to watch. Please go watch him. This game is long as well, so don't expect a review or anything anytime soon because this is a long game. It is so long. It's so long. I don't know how I'm gonna fit time to beat this. Also, if you want to know what scene in particular made me go, oh, this is game of the year, here's a little spoiler for you. If you don't want the spoiler, click off now, pause it, skip ahead to this time frame. It was the scene where Clive basically accepts the truth, right? Where he accepts that he's Ifrit, that he killed Joshua, all this other stuff. That entire sequence made me go, nah, it's game of the year. That's it. There was the music, there was the story, there was the emotion, there was dialogue that actually felt satisfying to listen to. There was an amazing boss fight against yourself, basically. And the moment that Clive accepts who he is and just his power, you get the limit gauge, right? The music starts going up and I'm like, this is perfection. Mwah. I love everything about this. And then just the icon fight, the uppercut, and then he dives down and just, it's epic. It's genuinely, that was a perfect sequence. There were no faults with it. It was 10 out of 10. That was the perfect game sequence. It had a mix of everything that makes a video game good, makes it outstanding, makes it a masterpiece. It had everything and it hit every beat perfectly. That was the scene that made me go, this is game of the year. I'll probably make another video on this at some stage. It might be a review, might be an update, depending on how long it takes me to actually complete the game. So if you want to see that, please subscribe, like the video if you like this one. Might be coming back to more Diablo 4. I'm kind of iffy on playing that at the moment, not really feeling it. But yeah, 2023 building up to be a big year for gaming. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.